video is going to be my 2026 flower seed haul. I am so excited for this year. I'm also going to talk about my plans for my 4th year of my microflower farm. So first we're going to do the seed haul, and then we're going to get into just the plans and an update on my flower farm. But if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Melissa. My channel is all about my microflower farm, my life with chronic illness, and just my hobbies and all the things that interest me. So if those are your interests, you should definitely subscribe. I would love to have you around. I have so many seeds this year, stacks and stacks. I already separated them by the date that I'm seeding them, and so I think that's how I'm going to go through each pile. I'm going to do a very rapid fire, just name the varieties that I'm growing, because if I get talking about each one, we're going to be here forever because I have like 100 packets here or more. So that's how we're going to do this, just to make it faster and easier. The majority of my seeds are either from Johnny's or Baker Creek heirloom seeds, but there's also some from Botanical Interests and Pine Tree Garden seeds. I think I have like 1 or 2 random packets from different companies that I've bought places. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to start with the earliest date on my seed starting schedules. Every year, what I do is I make a schedule based on the last frost date in my area, which for me is not until May 25th. So the season is definitely not as long here as I wish it was, but of course, I just make it work. They're predicting a warm spring, so I'm really hoping that I can actually get things planted sooner this year. But of course, we'll have to see if the Farmer's Almanac is correct or not. So anyway, I have my segments of 10, 8, 6, and 4 weeks before frost, and so that's the dates that are going to correspond with the seeds I'm going to show you today. So we're starting with my very earliest seeds, which are March 15th. I only plant a few things that early, and then the next don't start for 2 weeks after that. So for the March 19th ones, first we have my snapdragons. Potomac apple blossom, I've grown this before and adore it. I also have Potomac orange, Johnny's early sunrise mix. There's very few in here, so I'm just going to use that up. And then the last one for the snapdragons is Potomac berry blend, all different pinks, purples, whites. Those are the colors I sell the most and use the most. So I focus a lot more on those colors this year and not so much the oranges, because they just don't sell like the pinks. And the last two in this category are blue salvia. There's a nice picture on this one, so I'll show that one. This doesn't yield a lot, but I love it so much that I grow it every year anyway for the texture and the color, because it's just something that I love the look of. But I do wish that it produced more for each plant, but oh well. And lastly is Greek oregano. This is a new one for me as well, so I'm definitely excited to have that as a filler. And I almost forgot, actually, these are seeds that I saved myself. I believe it's called Sunday Celosia from Johnny's. Thankfully, it's not a hybrid or anything, so you can save them. I have the light pink color and the burgundy. I'm hoping these are still good. These are from a couple years ago, and those I plant really early too. Next stack, we have March 29th, which is 8 weeks before frost. We have Lavender Lady Gumfrina, Johnny's original Shimmer Celosia. I adore this stuff. I grew it for the first time last year, and I'll probably grow it every year from now on. It is the perfect colors for me, and I simply adore it. I'm also growing Pompous Plume Celosia. This is a mix, and I have Feverfew. I actually have a ton of this out in the field that I don't know if it's going to overwinter. I'm really hoping it does, but in case that it doesn't, because we had a completely frigid winter here, I'm growing more, and I just want more anyway, so that's going to be perfect. And then for some more Gumfrinas, I'm growing Audrey Purple Red, which is actually just, it's like a straight up purple. There's no red about it. I don't know why it's called that. And I'm also doing, I don't know how you say this, the Gumfrina, it's that Gumfrina like series that's spelled Q-I-S, so is it just like Quis, Q's? I'm going to say Q's. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm growing the Q's Pink, which is a very, very gentle pink, almost a whitish pink. And then the Q's Carmine, which is more of a fuchsia. I'm really going ham on these celosias this year. I use a lot of it. And so I'm doing Flamingo Feather for the first time. And this one is also a standby for me. This is the Green Sylphid Celosia. It's a very pale green. It's almost a little bit yellowish, but it kind of matches everything, so it's really perfect. And last for this group is plain white gomphrena. I use so much gomphrena in the fall for filler. It is like my go-to. So I was sure to pick a lot of colors of that this year because I know that I'm going to use so much of it. And last year, actually, one thing I learned from last year is to stop buying mixes for the most part. Obviously, there's still a few like celosia mixes I bought. For the most part, I'm not growing mixes anymore. I just would grow them and then I would get all these colors that I didn't want, and the ones I did want, I didn't get. So that's why I bought so many different single varieties of just say gomphrena, because I grew a mix last year and then I did not have enough white and I didn't have enough of the other colors I needed. So that is definitely something I learned. The next stack is the biggest one because this is all my zinnias and cosmos, and I grow so many of these. So this stack is quite ambitious. These are the ones going in April 12th, and I actually may do some of these even a week later or two. I find that the zinnias and cosmos grow so fast in the trays that like they can kind of be getting root bound by the time I'm planting them out because I have to so late. So I may alter that, but for now, it's April 12th. First up, we have a brand new Rudbeckia variety. This is Prairie Sun. This is the kind that's like completely yellow. As I said, I have 7,000 zinnias, so get comfortable. We have Benary's Giant Carmine Rose, Benary's Giant Bright Pink, Oklahoma Salmon, Versailles Flush Cosmos. This is White Dill. That's going to be my first time. Last year it did not grow for me, so I'm going to start it in trays and hope that it grows better. I'm also growing straw flowers for the first time. This is the Choice Mix from Johnny's. I have never thought that I'm into straw flowers. I just kind of don't know if I like the look of them in a fresh bouquet. They're really cool as dried flowers, but for fresh bouquets, I'm like, I don't know. But I thought I'd try it for the first time because why not at this point? I may as well. This is Daydream Cosmos. This is from Pine Tree. That's actually left over from my mom that she gave me. She just didn't want it and I really loved it, so I'm excited to try that. For more zinnias, we have Queenie Lemon Peach, Queen Lime Red, Queen Lime Blush. This is the Agave mix from Johnny's. I grew these last year and I really love them. This is a mix that I actually will always grow. This is the Cut and Come Again zinnias because they're really small and they come in just a really great variety of colors that you can't really buy single ones of. So that is a mix that I actually will always buy. We also have Benary's Giant Salmon Rose. And the rest of my Rudbeckia Triloba from last year I'm going to grow. I adore the hot stuff. I want like rows of it and rows of it. The only stock I'm growing is this one, the Iron Pastel Mix from Johnny's. I really love this last year. Once again, this did not grow for me, but I also had a very, very hot, dry summer. And then the deer ate it. So hopefully this year is better and I can just get the watering situation better. Some more Cosmos. We have Fizzy White, Apricotta, Rubenza, Cupcake Blush, little fillers that I'm going to be growing. Both of these I grew last year, but one of them never grew, so that was fun. This year I'm hoping. So it's the Buplurum. Last year in my video I didn't know how to say this either, and I still haven't looked up how to say it. But this is such a perfect filler and I see so many people use it, but I tried planting this like 3 different times and I never had a single one sprout. So I know they don't recommend it, but I'm going to do it in trays because I really want it to grow because it would just be so perfect for my bouquets. I'm also doing the cinnamon basil again. This is also sometimes called Thai or Asian basil, and this is a great one for cut flowers. There's a lot of basil varieties that don't grow the best for cut flowers, but these are very good. Now we still have all of these, which are mostly zinnias. There's a couple cosmos in here, I think. So thankfully these all have a picture on them. We have Queen Lime Peach, Purple Prince, Oklahoma Pink. I'm really excited for these. Japanese Cairo Cosmos. This is my go-to cosmos. It matches kind of everything, and like I should probably just plant a whole row of this, to be honest, and not any of the other colors, but I grow a lot of that. I have the Apricot Lemonade Cosmos. If you're looking for a cosmos that blooms a little bit later than all the rest, definitely try this one out. It blooms more in like the late summer into fall. And so when all my other ones were going by, this one was still coming. So keep that in mind if you're looking for something like that. We have Lilac Cactus. I'm growing more purple this year because my customers adored my purple bouquets. So I'm definitely catering to that more this year. Okay, I keep saying I'm excited about every one, but I'm trying all these new things and I'm so excited. So this one I've wanted to grow for a few years, and for some reason I just never did. It's the Pink Senorita, like cactus zinnia. These are so pretty. They're more of like a peachy corally color, and I found that color goes stunning with sunflowers, and I also sell tons of sunflowers, so we're definitely doing that. More Queen Lime Red. I grow a lot of that, so I had more than one packet. And these two are also the Oklahoma zinnias, but one thing that I do not understand, Baker Creek either like edits their photos to death so that like they're kind of like better looking than they should be, or they post these pictures of like a gone by zinnia. Like that's completely gone by. So these are both Oklahoma zinnias. They're the golden yellow and carmine. So just like a orangey yellow and then purple. We have Queen Lime Orange. I do all the Queen Limes except the plain green. I just like don't care for the plain green, so I don't grow that one. Fizzy Rose Picotee Cosmos. More Japanese Cairo Cosmos. And then these two are more that my mom gave me. We have Tacky zinnias. They're kind of like a cactus too. I might grow, I'm not actually sure if I'm going to grow these because it's a mix and like I already have so many colors, but we'll see. If I have room, I will. And then this is actually very similar to the Japanese Cosmos, so I'm going to probably use those up too. And then lastly, we have Cruspedia, the little yellow balls. This never grows right for me. One year it was too dry. The next year, the rabbits ate all of them. So hopefully this year, those grow better too. The last batch of seeds that I plant indoors is April 27th, and it's only a couple things for me this year. I use this explosion grass every single year. It is one of my favorite fillers, so I do those really close to planting out. And then I'm also going to try and do some dill this year to hopefully get it a little bit earlier. I know dill doesn't usually like to be transplanted, but I think I'm going to mess around with it to hopefully maybe get some a little bit earlier. And the last category are all the things that I have to direct sow, and also some of the, and pretty much all of them have to be done in succession planting. So these are very time consuming and I have to plan better because last year I did not keep planting more. And so I ran out of a lot of things. We have Saponaria. This is Pink Beauty. This is really stunning. It kind of looks like cherry blossoms. Of course, dill, which I'll be sowing tons of. I use a lot of that. Another one of my favorite fillers is Persian cress. This is the perfect green. It grows really easily, and I really loved it last year when I first tried it. Coral Fountain Amaranth. That is the like fingery looking ones, and I think they could add a really cool touch to some of my bouquets. So I'm trying that out for the first time. All of the rest of these are sunflowers. I did not grow enough sunflowers last year, and they were one of my top sellers at my flower stand. So this year I'm going to be way better about growing those. I have all varieties from the Pro Cut series. I'm just gonna name them off really fast. Gold Light, White Light, Lemon, Peach, White Night, Plum, and Orange. Some of these I've grown before, but some of them I have not, so I'm really excited to try the new ones. I'm especially excited for Gold Light. I think that one is going to be a really good one for me and my customers. So that wraps up my seed haul. I have obviously a lot of work ahead of me. I have so much planting to do. The first batch of seeding comes really soon now. I wanted to chat a little bit just about my plans for this year. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this is going to be my 4th year of flower farming, which I cannot believe I'm saying. And every year it's gotten bigger. Obviously, it's still not what I hope it one day will be, but I love that it has grown little bits every year. And if you've seen my other videos, you know I have a chronic illness, and that really dictates how my flower farm goes. So for instance, one summer I planted it and then I really couldn't do anything with it because I just didn't have the physical capacity. Then last year, thankfully, I was able to do a lot more with it, and I opened my flower stand on the road. I did really well with that, and it brought in more money than I thought it would. Of course, still nothing like a full-time job would, but it was really great, and it gave me something to do all summer and to have a purpose again, and just brought me so much joy. And so I'm really looking forward to another season of that. As far as my plans for my selling this year, I am definitely going to be having the roadside stand. That is a given, 100% doing. And then if my health is doing okay, I'm really hoping to do some pop-up events, maybe at some breweries or coffee shops or just local festivals around my area, which I have not really looked much into yet because I don't know and I can't like guarantee how I'm going to be feeling then. But I really, really hope this year I can do at least one or two of those just to really start to get used to doing it and get my name out there more. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've wanted to do that the last few years, but it just hasn't happened because of my health, so I'm really hoping it does this year. Other than that, like I said, I'm definitely going to learn from a lot of my mistakes from the last few years. I've definitely learned so much every single year, and this year I'm going to be way better about planting more successions of things and just planning better what I need to grow that I know is a good seller and that people love. So that's why I'm focusing more on certain colors, all of those things. And as far as this channel, I recently hit 200 subscribers, which I'm so excited for. I know in comparison to big YouTubers, that is so small. But for me, it felt so big because at this time last year, I only had like 30 something subscribers. So I'm really hoping to focus more on my channel this year, especially during the summertime, and have way more content with my flower farm and talking more about it and showing the process of it. But I'm never going to be that educational channel for flowers. I always just want it to be shown as a part of my life, not strictly what my channel is about. I really want to never sacrifice all the different parts of me for my channel to simply fit into some certain niche. That's something I really have struggled with in learning how to balance all my different interests. And I actually got the sweetest email from a viewer who reminded me that all these things are me and there's no reason to feel that I need to fit into a certain mold that anyone wants me to. And that just kind of like, I needed that reminder. So if you're watching this video, thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's kind of the plan moving forward. Also just have a lot of things changing in my life really soon and very suddenly. And it's all really good change. You will be seeing some of that as that happens on my videos. So I'm really excited for what the future holds and this year, and I hope that it's a good year, you know? I've had a really rough, good amount of years at this point, and so I'm really just hoping for a good year. So if you watch my videos regularly, or even if this is your first time watching one of my videos, just thank you so much for watching them. You don't know how much it means to me. As someone who has 200 subscribers, it is just my little hobby, and I love doing it so much, but I also love knowing that I'm touching people and that they enjoy watching my content. So if that is you, I just want to thank you so much for watching my videos up to this point. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for me and this little channel. But I think that's going to wrap up this video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. If you are new, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you sometime in one of my next videos. Bye.